Hi.
How you going?
Good, I'm well. How are you?
Good. I thought we were going to start by playing this time, but we haven't.
Gotcha.
Hi.
Take two.
So I was going through my pedal drawer because I've just got tons of pedals, tons and tons of pedals. And
That's a big draw.
It is. I'm thinking about selling some stuff to
Me.
Funder Benson Chimera. Yeah, I'm pretty seriously thinking about it. Anyway, I came across this.
Dun.
So it's the Boss GP20 amp factory.
What year?
Oh, I got no idea. I've had it for a long time.
Somebody will let us know what year it is.
I originally used it for recording. So I thought, well,
Onto Edison.
Edison wax.
Edison wax cylinders.
I thought, well, yeah, while the Iridium's pretty cool and everyone's talking about it and getting into it and wanting to hear how it sounds, why not compare it to this really old one and just see how far we've come?
Let's see how far we've come.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I've taken all my IRs out of the Iridium and just gone back to stock standard IRs.
Okay.
So this is a factory reset. This is just how it is straight out of the box. And then I've gone through the GP20 and found all the equivalent amps and speaker cabs.
And cab simulations. Yeah, okay.
So we're going to go through the Fender, the Vox, and the Marshall, and because both pedals do both.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Right.
So we were going through the GP20 at the beginning there, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, that's its Fender thing. So we're going to do Fender first. That's with absolutely nothing. And I thought I'd better tally because you're losing.
Yeah, doing the Les thing. Yeah.
This thing has done a lot of work. It's done a lot. Right, so I'm going to tell you.
This is 42 years old.
Yeah, and it sounds amazing. And it's gold hardware, still very gold, which is pretty rare for that age Les Paul.
In parts, there's tarnished parts. I've gone through a bridge before. They just eat metal on metal, the metal corrosion thing. Two different types. You get nickel and brass and things like that.
You call it tarnish, I call it love. Yeah, it's been loved, not tarnished.
One of them becomes a sacrificial anode and gets eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
First world problems.
GP20. Here it is. This is the Fender with 112 with everything at 12 o'clock. Yeah.
Clean.
So obviously, there's no reverb.
No, it's as dry as a dry thing. It's as dry as Australia in the summertime.
Sorry, I was just playing over you talking. Sorry.
We're talking over playing.
So obviously there's no reverb in it. Yeah. So there's the Fender sound from the Boss. Sounds really spanky here on the telly.
Yeah.
All right. And this is the Iridium. So this is in position round for the Fender, and it's in position A because this is also 112.
Cool. Well, instantly bigger.
With everything in 12 o'clock.
Sure.
I'm just going to flick between them while you play.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
They sound completely different.
Totally different.
But the GP20 is not bad.
No, I mean, we could tweak the GP20 to get a little bit of the brightness that the Iridium's got. I mean, the Iridium's naturally got some really nice bright tone.
Yeah,
This-
and probably, 100 times the processing power. I don't know exactly what the stats are, but,
Sure.
like the Iridium's got some pretty major processing power in it, and I don't imagine the Boss does.
No, well, they had cutting edge COSM technology at the time. Do you want to try and tweak the top end and the presence and that on the GP20?
All right, go on.
All right.
Do it.
Instantly, we've made that GP20 a little bit more serviceable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
It's great. They're both great. I mean, they both. I mean, when I actually play the Strymon, it actually sounds like a Fender amp. Where this sounds like a really good, clean. The Boss one sounds just like a good, clean amp. And it actually has a bit more. Feels like it's got a bit more compression in it. To me, it actually feels like it's already compressed.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably that fidelity that you're losing in bit rate or in processing bit rate, as you say. But I've just tweaked that.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little bit. And then maybe if we go to the Iridium and tweak that as well, we can get that sounding even more better. So
Yeah,
we've got
yeah,
to
of
stock
course.
found it, so we can
Yeah.
chase horses for courses.
Yeah, but I just want to see if the GP20 can actually keep up with the Iridium. Like the Iridium's the benchmark.
Yeah.
And I just want to see how bad or how good this Boss actually is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to move to the next one?
Yeah, we'll go to the Vox. So I've done lots of homework. That's why I'm looking off because I've got it written down.
He's
here.
got notes, people.
Written it down with black
Crayon.
texter.
Special crayon.
So the chime position, the A position is 2x12. Okay, so that's an open back fawn 2x12. Here we go.
Okay.
On the Iridium, chime and B. Just going to put everything back to 12 o'clock just so everything starts the same. And the Boss equivalent is the Brit combo position with the 212. So here we go. Brit.
And do you want to settle the top knobs back to 12 o'clock again?
Yeah,
So
sure.
as we're back on the Iridium.
Oh.
Iridium.
Sounds like a Vox.
Yeah.
Reacts like a Vox.
Sure.
Bit of break up, a bit of air. It just does everything with all the knobs in 12 o'clock. So we'll flick it over to the Boss and see how it compares.
Do it. Let's see
you-
what happens.
Can you play for me while I actually swap it over?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ah.
So with all the knobs set at 12 o'clock, the Iridium already sounds like a Vox.
Mm.
The Boss does too. It's
good. I mean, we just started playing together and having a little bit of fun with it. So that's an indicator when you're starting to...
I'm just going to drop the bass off this a little bit and just turn the mids and treble up a little bit.
Sure.
And just... So, to my ears, there's a compression happening in there and a bit of overdriving happening in there, where I think the Boss is just one Cosm model of the entire amp, where the Iridium has its modeling built in, but then it has the separate cab modeling, like the IR is a separate cab modeling.
Yep.
And I think the two separate entities working together actually combined to make like a more realistic feeling and sounding pedal, you know?
IRs these days as opposed to EQ curves, which was essentially what the cab emulation, early cab emulations were. You know, it sounds, why does the cab sound like that? Oh, because it's got a hump at, you know, at 400, or it's got a hump at 1.2K or something like that.
You said hump.
Yeah,
but you know
what I mean?
It's still close. Like it's still...
Yeah. I mean, blind test me. I don't care. But
more importantly, I'm just going to turn the Boss off and just listen to your signal straight into the desk and then turn it back on.
Sure. Okay. You're right about the compression. Absolutely. Yeah.
You can actually feel it like under your fingers, like you can feel it.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, look, it's pretty close. Again, it's different, but it's close, and I guess that's 15 years technology difference, isn't it? Like it's,
Sure.
you know, it's got to be 15 years old, that pedal.
Yeah.
I think I've had it for a really long time. All right, we'll try the Marshall.
Let's do it.
Okay, so punch and A is the 412 Celestian.
Sorry, I was just punching.
Celestian G12Ms or something like that. G12Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So put it back to 12 o'clock. Put everything back to 12 o'clock, and then on the Boss, I need to put it on vintage stack and, of course, the 4x12.
Yeah. Vintage stack, 4x12. And make it so. Switching now.
All right, so
Iridium.
it's the Iridium first. I forgot how good this telly actually sounds.
It does. It's a great sounding telly. It's got twang and bite and bark. It's good.
All right, let's try the Boss. Let's do it.
Do it.
You play.
Yeah.
I want to hear him swap over while
Okay.
you're playing.
Yep.
Yeah, at 12 o'clock, it's got a lot more gain.
Sweet.
Back up to the Iridium.
Once again, you've got the compression there. It's going on a sort of a JCM Marshall territory, I'm thinking there.
Yeah.
With that GP20 tone.
So it's supposed to be a 1959, whatever that is.
Oh, yeah.
The
Okay.
model to 1959.
Okay. But cranking.
Yeah, well, that gain's only halfway up.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you got the gain halfway up on an actual Marshall amp, it's starting to get pretty gritty.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll knock it back a bit and see if we can make it match the
Sure.
the Iridium.
Yeah.
One of them's got reverb and one doesn't.
And the Iridium's got all that warmth as well. It seems to have the wallop of the cabinet that it's trying to emulate as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It just seems to extend a lot more down the bandwidth there.
So what do you reckon?
Look, if I had a GP20 and I was going out to the club, I'm sure I could pull a sound out of it for a gig. Would would a lot of the punters know if I'd forgotten to pack my Iridium that night? Discerning guitarist in the audience would probably yes, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Blind testing with it all, of course you're going to tell difference. Are they usable still? Yeah, absolutely. But when you look at a pedal that's now, let's say it's getting close to 20 years.
Yeah,
20 years
I
old.
honestly can't remember. It's definitely more than 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you then start to get into that perhaps reliability factor, but it's Boss. I mean, we've got Boss pedals that are 40 years plus old and still working.
Beautifully.
No doubt about that. The Iridium, of course, is the benchmark for these staple tones, your Fender, your Vox and your Marshall now. If you're wanting to have that as an emulation that's as close to, they're the benchmark.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I think there's some great tones in there in the old girl. I think it's okay.
For sure. And if we delve deeper, we could into both of them. We would get tones that would go, oh wow, that's great.
So the way I describe it is that the Iridium is like the super hot 21-year-old, and the GP20 is like her 45-year-old milfy mum.
Still hot though.
Still hot, still usable. That's terrible, but so true.
It's good.
Done. Right.
Send your hate mail. Subscribe, please.
There's no need to send hate mail because my wife will watch this video at the end and slap me for saying that anyway. So
Exactly.
it's fine. Because by the time you see this, I've already been punished for it, so it's done.
Yeah, thank you.